You're listening to Josh on Classic Hits 92.5 KVPI. Joining us today is actor J.D. Pardo. J.D. is the star of Sons of Anarchy's sequel, Mayans MC, on FX. J.D., good morning. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, good morning, Josh. Thanks for having me, man.
Sons of Anarchy's sequel, Mayans MC, premiered Tuesday, 10 years and a day after the series premiere of Sons of Anarchy. Mayans debuted to similar ratings. How exciting is that?
Oh, it's very exciting. You know, I mean, it's not something that we take for granted. You know, you never know today. There's just so much content out there, and at the end of the day, it's a business. People have to tune in for it to make sense for studios. So we're very excited. Hopefully we can keep entertaining the Sons of Anarchy fans and bring new fans on board.
So tell us a little background on the show and the character you play, Easy.
So Mayans is the same world as you know, we like to, you know, Kurt Sutter created Sons of Anarchy. It's the same Sutterverse, as people like to say, you know. I mean, it takes place a couple of years after the death of Jax Teller on Sons of Anarchy. Now the story has shifted over to the Mayans and how they operate in their club life. And I play Easy Reyes, who's a prospect of the Mayans MC, who has a little backstory. He was going to Stanford and you know, college kid, extremely smart, living the American dream, had the life in his hands, world in his hands, and a tragic event happens, and he ends up in prison. You're going to discover along the season why he ended up in prison, but now that he's out, it's changed his life. So he's trying to find himself again within the Mayans MC, and he's also got a job to do.
Awesome. Anything that you did in order to get ready to play this character and enter this universe?
You know, what I really wanted to focus on was the prison life, how prison affected Easy Reyes. You know, it seemed to me that a lot of times on TV shows, you know, in the crime world, somebody goes to prison and then they come out and they're just fine.
Right?
Like it was another day. But here you have somebody who truly was never supposed to go to prison, who's just not made for that life. And then going into prison for 8 years, you know, it's got to be like the military, right? Like, you're in the military for 8 years. You're not going to walk out the same, you know, physically, mentally, emotionally. And so I wanted to show that effect that prison had on Easy and just how he carries that with him in his life.
I hear you actually went to a motorcycle school. How was that experience?
Yeah, so this was, you know, I didn't ride, and you got to ride on on Mayans MC. So they sent me over along with a couple of other guys to Harley School at Glendale, California, and it's for a weekend. You do the courses there in the classroom, and then you get your permit, and then next thing you know, you're riding a Softail Deluxe with 22-inch ape hangers. For
Sons of Anarchy fans, can they expect to see any Easter eggs or familiar faces?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, it's the same world, and we take place a couple of years after Jackson's death, so you're going to have some crossover with some of those Sons of Anarchy players.
Great. And listeners may know you from the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, A Cinderella Story. Any other projects that you may be working on?
Right now, no. We just wrapped our first season of Mayans MC. So you know, it was a marathon, man. I'm taking a little break right now, drinking some coffee, talking to you this morning, and we'll see what happens. But I want to live life a little bit.
Awesome. I don't blame you, man. We have been talking with actor J.D. Pardo from Mayans MC on FX. You can watch it Tuesday nights, 10/9 Central. J.D., thanks again for joining us this morning, and good luck with the new series.
Hey, thanks a lot, brother. Really appreciate it. You have a good one.